Yes, this is the Meyer lemon tree flowering. I'm under the intoxication of its sweet perfume. I can't even tell you how wonderful and sweet this stuff smells. But I can show you the flowers, and they're beautiful. November 24th, 2018. This is part of the Adafruit DHT22 sensor wiring for Raspberry Pi. This will be part 12, I believe. And this part of the video, I just want to show an example of how a Adafruit DHT22 sensor wired up and running looks and is. So, without further ado, this right here is the Adafruit DHT22 Humidity Sensor. And you can see it's wired up using 3 wires, power, ground, and data. Power on this one is red, ground is the braided copper all the way on your left, and data is white. So let's hold this like this for you so you can see. Sorry for my lighting here. Just so you can look at it from the top how you would at the pins. So you have power all the way on your left. Data is the next one over from power going to the right. And then ground is all the way to the right. If you hold the pin like this with the pins facing you and the screen portion facing up. Okay, so that is just hooked into a wire that's not very long. I'll give it a wiggle in the back here so you can see. And that comes around right here, comes up through. It's about 3 feet long. And it comes into, where is it? Hold on, let me find it. That's not it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's this gray wire here coming in, and you can see I have the hat on here. Well, expansion board, add-on board, whatever you want to call it. This is the Pi Easy Connect. That's what it is. It's been a while. This is an excellent expansion board to add GPIO pins, sensors, etc., 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 etc. They're about 20 bucks on Amazon. I highly recommend these if you're wiring up any sort of major sensor array, and controls also for relays. You see how this gives you nice screw terminals to get in and out of, and it also still leaves you your 40-pin header if you want to add other expansion boards later on. And you can bet this Raspberry Pi is going to have more expansion boards coming soon. But for now, so you see they come in, and I'm using DHT pin 24 for data. So you can see that's right here. And I'll zoom in. Sorry for my lack of steadiness and my dirty fingernails. Okay, and then ground and power. Alright, and so on this board I'm using a resistor here. Any resistor in the range of 4.7 to 10k ohms is acceptable for the Adafruit DHT22. I think that's also applicable for the DHT11, but you should double check me on that. And I recommend the 22 over the 11. The 22 is much less finicky than the 11 was. I still do get a glitch reading from time to time, but when we go into the Python code for this, I'll show you how to eliminate most of those glitches with a loop that checks the value to make sure the value is within a certain range. I find when I do get a glitch value, it's not something that's in the regular humidity range. It's usually a 999.99 value, so 999, so it falls way out of range, and therefore it's really easy to detect through the use of code and throw out erroneous data and only collect good data. They say right from the factory these are about 75% of the time that you'll actually get data back from them, and 25% of the time they won't. I find them to be more consistent than that, but certainly not 100%. Like the one-wire sensors, I very rarely, if they're wired correctly with good connections and good shielding, I very rarely see a glitch on those, even in fractions of degrees. They're usually very solid. So that's pretty much it. I'll throw up a schematic diagram of how these are wired so you can see, but basically that resistor goes across between data and power, just like we did on the one-wire sensors. And I should mention, the Adafruit DHT22 cannot be wired on with the same data line or data pin as the one-wire array or one-wire sensors. Those one-wire sensors, you can stack many sensors on the same data pin and the same power and ground pin. The DHT22 needs its own separate pin. I recommend pins 23 or 24. Double check your particular Pi. This is on a Pi 3. That applies, I believe, to the Pi 2, 3B, and 3B plus. But again, double check your wiring. But I use DHT 23 and 24 for my humidity sensors. Those seem to be the right ones. They're available and they work pretty consistently and reliably. So again, I'll throw a schematic up if I haven't done that already in this video, and I hope this helps someone. So that's how to wire the Adafruit DHT22. I hope this helps someone. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network, and I hope maybe you'll support us on Patreon.